Hey everybody. Uh, this is just I'm bored live chat. So thought I would sign on for a little while. There's nothing on TV. There's nothing to do tonight. So thought I'd come on here and I wish we were having cake and ice cream. I had ice cream earlier at my mom's. I had a brown mule, but I didn't have any cake. Hey, Joe Jeffers, Karen Story, Tracy, VA Moonshine. Hey, Harvey's. Just laying around here bored. Fun. I ate all the last of the nanner pudding the night before last. I told my mom I was going to have to make some more nanner pudding. I'm making apple butter right now, so my house smells like cooking apples. Well, I'm trying to make apple butter for a vlog. I'm using my mom's recipe. So I put it on tonight, and it takes like 24 hours to make it, making it in a crock pot. So I'll have a vlog up about that soon. It's not hard, it just takes forever. I haven't watched their video about the cinnamon sugar donuts yet, or whatever it is they made, the muffins. I haven't watched that one yet. I had to work today. Well, shoot, I have worked I worked Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I worked 6 days straight, and in those 6 days, I have probably worked close to 65 hours. So I am whipped. That's why I haven't been on doing much. Hey, Nathan. But yeah, I've just been hanging around today. I've had a kazillion birthday wishes for Carmen because today is Miss Carmen's birthday. 23 years ago today, friends dared me to go on stage and do a talent show. We went and bought stuff, and I went and bought stuff, got on stage, and I did Dolly Parton's Put a Little Love in Your Heart, and one talent show, and it's been downhill ever since. Not really downhill. I guess it's been up, and away. But it's been a fun 23 years. Ooh, my chat went away. Thank you, Larry Harvey. Lord, I have eaten baked potatoes since Friday. We had so many potatoes left over that I brought a bunch home because I thought I was going to make stuff out of them and do a video, but I ended up just eating them. Just eating baked potatoes. I ate baked potatoes. I took them and deep fried them. You can take a baked potato after it's been baked and cut it into like spears, potato wedges, and deep fry those. And shoot, they are good, good, good. What is YT? Oh, YouTube, duh. It could be the storms. There's lots of storms going on, so that could be. We were supposed to have severe storms here, but we didn't. I was supposed to go to Pigeon Forge tonight to play mini golf with Michael and Becca, but I got 3 alerts today on bad weather, and I just didn't go because I didn't think there'd be any sense driving down there if it was going to be bad weather. Hi, Ian. Hold on a minute, and I'll show you a picture of the first time that Carmen went on stage. It's laying here beside the bed. Sure, I thought it was, but it was laying on the dresser. Hey, Sidwell family. Wasn't she a thing of beauty with them eyebrows and that red lipstick? Woohoo! That was the very first time. Cheetah print shirt and a black suit. She got better. Okay, I must be out of the loop. What's going on with Kendra? Like I said, I have worked a lot this week. Whew. Not Tracy. Ooh, gallbladder removal. I've not had it done, but I've got family members that have. I probably should because everybody in my family seems to have had it done. And my aunt tells me I need to have it done just because everybody in the family has. I'm like, I'm not that kind of follower. So did anybody do anything fun this weekend? I know, a useless organ. I have asked many questions. Why do we have appendix and why do we have gallbladders if we're just going to get them taken out? Hi, Lori. Well, I know Big Joe had his taken out, and my dad had his taken out. But so far, I have kept mine. But I have so many food allergies that it's so particular about what I eat. I don't eat a lot of stuff that will the way I have to eat with my food allergies. I'm allergic to sulfur, so I don't eat anything with sulfur in it. And a lot of times, sulfur and greasy stuff is what kicks up the gallbladder, and so as I don't eat it, I don't never have a whole lot of problems with it. Now, I love some hot chips. I do like hot stuff. Unfortunately, Larry, I'm allergic to healthy food. Being allergic to sulfur sucks. I'm allergic to the main things I'm allergic to. I'm allergic to eggs. I can't eat eggs. I can't eat onions. None onions. Nope, nope, no. Onions cause almost death. Ugh. We're talking like week-long migraine, sick stomach, throwy uppy, ugh, in the bed. It's horrible. Uh, no cabbage. Beans are hard for me. Basically, when the doctor told me that I was allergic to sulfur, his thing was anything that gives you gas will cause your allergies to flare up. And I was like, oh, okay. So everything that's good on this earth and southern, I can't eat it. So that's why I live on potatoes. I love onions. Lord, I love onions, but I can't eat them. Every once in a while, I'm a bad guy, and I will go to Perkins and order me a appetizer sampler and get me onion rings, and I'll take 2 Benadryl before I eat it, and then I just sit and I pick all the crust off and eat all the crust and leave the onions laying. Because I love onions so much. Hi, Doxy Mom. They found out because I graduated from cosmetology school, and I got really, really sick at work, and they thought I had mono. They tested me, it wasn't mono. They thought I had strep throat, wasn't strep throat. They thought I had bronchitis, wasn't bronchitis. So they had this other little doctor came in, and he was like, I think this is allergies. And I was like, and I was still eating onions then, even though I shouldn't have. But they found out that because it was in June and it was during prom season and wedding season, and because I like to do big old Texas style hair, and I was doing so many updos for proms because nobody else in the salon wanted to, because I worked in a J.C. Penney's where all my other salon people wanted to sit around and do little updo or little roller sets and roll them little old ladies' hair and tease them out and make them ready for Sunday. Well, I wanted to do them big old updos because that was where the money was at. And I breathed in so much hairspray with the sulfur in it that it literally clogged my lungs up. And so the doctor, he said, I think you're allergic to sulfur. But I can eat some. I can eat like meatloafs and things like that, soups, some stuff, and I can eat just a small amount of onion, but I still have to take a Benadryl. We'll see you later, Nathan. But yeah, food allergies. Food allergies are really like playing Russian roulette. You just never know. They're horrible, 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 horrible things. I hate it. I basically live on. Hey, Blondie's Adventure. I basically live on potatoes and chicken and pasta. That's why I'm fat. It's because all I eat is white starch, potatoes and pastas. So that makes me fat. That and the fact that I like a potato chip better than anything on earth. I'll eat any kind of potato chip you give me. Potato chips and chocolate. We used to know this lady, and she was the sweetest little lady. She was like a Sunday school teacher, and she used to always tease us and tell us that there would be potato chips in heaven. And I told her, I said, I hope so, because if there's not, it won't be the most perfect place. And she said, well, there will be potato chips in heaven. And when she died, I bought a bag of Lay's potato chips and took to her funeral, and her niece brought a can of Pringles, and we put potato chips in her casket. I know that's crazy, but we did, because she loved potato chips more than anything. And her brother wrote a song about Reese cups because he loved Reese cups so much, and we put Reese cups in his casket. It's crazy. So now I want a Reese cup. I think there's one hidden in this house somewhere, but I don't remember where. I hide candy from myself. I know there's M&M's hid. Believe me. I want Krispy Kreme donuts right now, Larry. Malia and Big Joe had Krispy Kreme donuts for their wedding cake, and it was delicious. Now I want a Krispy Kreme. I would even take a Dunkin' Donut right now. I would even take a Food City donut. I work at the Food City, and I would take one of our donuts. Our donuts are pretty good. Oh, I live alone and don't have any children, but I hide candy all over this house because I'm afraid if I don't, I'll eat every bit of it. Oh, I have had the Krispy Kreme bread pudding, Karen. I've never thought about making bread or monkey bread with it though. Hmm. I will now though. There will be potato chips in heaven. Post that monkey bread too. Yeah. You give me the video for that Krispy Kreme monkey bread, Karen, and I will make it right on up. I promise you. I love monkey bread. I make it out of canned biscuits. Well, we have a Krispy Kreme here in our town. The problem is where we live here in Kingsport, we have two or three Dunkin' Donuts. We have a Krispy Kreme Donuts. And we have another company here called Seaver's Donuts. And Seaver's used to be Krispy Kreme, and they make the same recipe. So really, Seaver's is not bad either. So we got donuts everywhere we are around here. I'm not complaining. And then our grocery stores carry them. My favorite donuts are from Ingles. I work for the Food City, but my favorite donuts are from Ingles. They're better because you can keep them for like a few days, and they're still good. Put them in the microwave for like 5 seconds. Bam, warmed up and fresh. Shoot, and Lord have mercy, we have a place here in Bristol. It's called the Blackbird Bakery. And if you ever get to Bristol, it's on the, Tennessee, Virginia. It's on the Bristol, Virginia side. And if you're ever in Bristol on State Street, look up the Blackbird Bakery. I want to say it's off of, I can't remember what street is. They're numbered. The streets are numbered, but it's on one of the side streets off of State Street near the Paramount Theater, and the big sign that says "Welcome to Bristol, Virginia and Tennessee." Oh Lord, and they're open 24 hours. They make the best donuts. They make the best baklava. I don't like it because I can't drink coffee. I'm allergic to the coffee. But Big Joe swears they have the best, what is that stuff called? What is that stuff he likes, Malia, that's made out of coffee? Type it, don't talk to the screen. Malia, when she watches me on YouTube, she talks to the screen instead of types. What's it called, Malia? Tiramisu. That's what it's called. I knew it would come to me. He likes tiramisu. I know. Can you imagine Big Joe being a tiramisu fan? But he loves it. But he says it's the best they make. But they make these cinnamon rolls. And these cinnamon rolls are about that big. And they have about 2 cups of icing on them. Oh, Lord have mercy. These cinnamon rolls, you can't eat them in just one. You can't eat just in one sitting. You can't eat it. So it takes about 3 days to eat one. They're so big and they're so rich. But they are such good cinnamon rolls that you can eat it like now, which I wished I was. I wish I was eating one now. But you can eat part of it now. And you can go to bed and you can get up for breakfast and you don't even have to warm it up or nothing. And it still tastes just as fresh as it was when you ate it last night. But they make them fresh every day. So, I mean, they're always fresh, but they're so good and buttery. Oh, they are so crazy. Might have to. I'm off tomorrow. I may end up at the Blackbird Bakery tonight. I might need a cinnamon roll. I'll see you guys. Bye, Bondis Adventures. We'll see you all later. I have heard of a nothing bundt cake, but I have never tasted it. They were making strawberry chest bars at work today, and they was using strawberry Kool-Aid to flavor them. I was like, yum. But I wouldn't have thought about using strawberry Kool-Aid to flavor the strawberry chest bars. It blows my mind, though, because our grocery store that I work for, we make candy every day. We make homemade candy every day. We make like the peanut butter pinwheels. It's the white candy with the peanut butter pinwheel through it. We make those every day. But we make those every day. Sorry. We make those every day. I hit the wrong button. I'm trying to turn this volume down. But we make those peanut butter pinwheels. Sorry, I'm trying to. Peanut butter pinwheels. Sorry, I'm trying to. Peanut butter pinwheels. I know, I'm getting a repeat. Sorry. Oh, I can't read the comments on one phone, so I've got another one here. But we make those peanut butter pinwheels. We make Buckeyes. If you don't know what a Buckeye is, it's a peanut butter ball that's been dipped in chocolate, but the top of this thing, the peanut butter's not been dipped, so it's called a Buckeye. And they make those daily. They make haystacks. They use butterscotch chocolate or chips and melt it down with butter and sugar and all that. And then they put like the not ramen noodles. How ghetto is that? The chow mein noodles. And they put them out on the little things, and they look like little haystacks. And then they make like 3 different fudges. They make peanut butter, chocolate, and dreamsicle fudge. And the other day they made fruity pebble fudge. Oh, it was so good. And they make bachelor button cookies, those little butter cookies, and they put a little icing on them to make them cute. They were real good. My mother makes pumpkin rolls a lot, especially at Christmas time, or Thanksgiving and Christmas. And she has a persimmon tree in her yard. If you know what a persimmon is, it's this little nasty little fruit that grows on a tree. And they kind of look like a prune. Not a prune. They look like a plum, but they're like a little peachy looking color. And they fall off. But you can't eat them until after it frosts. Because if you eat them before it frosts, it makes your mouth all coated and bittery. But my mom makes persimmon rolls. But I love pumpkin. I'm one of those people in the fall when they say it's pumpkin spice time. I'm like, yes. I like pumpkin pies. I like pumpkin rolls. I like pumpkin bread. I made pumpkin soup for a catering last year. It was not my favorite. I like sweet pumpkin, and this was a savory. It had onions and it had onions and garlic in it with pumpkin and all this stuff. That's what that bride wanted. It was a vegetarian reception, and she wanted pumpkin soup. I was like, ugh. Now I made some soup for this group had a medieval themed party fundraiser, and they wanted all food that would be served medieval times to the king and queen. So they were like, just look up recipes and make whatever you want. And I was like, I get to do what I want. So we came up with recipes. We did a I know I'm going to butcher this word because I do every time. I can't say it. But a charcuterie board, I think is how you say it. It's a big old board with a bunch of cheeses and meats, cured meats, and olives and dried fruit, things like that. But I do a beautiful one, I promise you. But we did one of those, a huge one. We did a bacon, honey mustard, deviled eggs. And we instead of putting yellow mustard in our deviled eggs, I put honey mustard and just a little bit of cinnamon in them. And then we put bacon on top of them and sprinkled a paprika and a little bit of cinnamon mixed into it. And charcuterie, that's how you say it. I call it, Karen, at work, they tease me because I call it a chicory board. But it's charcuterie, that's what you call it. But I never can say that word. I can make one for you, but I have a hard time saying that word. But I did the honey mustard deviled eggs, and then we drizzled honey on top of them. I don't know what they taste like because I can't eat the eggs. I did, they wanted finger bite-sized desserts, so I did brownie bites and meringues. But I made this fresh berry soup. It's a cold soup, and it was served cold. But it had fresh strawberries, raspberries, blueberries. Once they had enough raspberries, blueberries, blackberries. It had fresh raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, and strawberries. Yeah, 4 berries in it. But you take that and you put it in a food processor and process those all up. And then you took apple juice and put that in it, and took cinnamon and put cinnamon in it. And then you took fresh basil and chopped that up real fine and put that fresh basil in it. And then you poured in, I was making such a big batch, I put in a whole lot. But you put in like 32 ounces of yogurt, and I used strawberry yogurt to give it a little more berry flavor. Oh, it was so good. Oh my gosh. I brought some leftover home to my mom, though, and she's like, this needs ice cream. So she put ice cream in it and made smoothies out of it. But it was it was sweet, it was tart, but it was spicy. It was sweet and tart when you drank it, but then after it went down, it was spicy. Larry, that's all I talk about anymore is food. It's what I do. I'm all about the food. It's all I talk about at work, too. When you're a caterer. Hey, Bone Daddy. Everybody said I'm making them hungry. But yeah, if you haven't watched my last video was about the event I did Friday night. I know I shouldn't have been videoing at work, but all I was doing was sitting there, and I thought, well, why not? It was a unique event. But it's about baked potatoes. My whole video is about baked potatoes. But I found out today that they cooked more than 400 potatoes. They cooked about 450 baked potatoes. But we had 450 baked potatoes that we served. And we had those little paper boats, like the carnival boats. And we went ahead and put like their fork, knife, napkins, their butter and sour cream, and a little pack of cheese. And then we had to keep the bacon separate. because a lot of the kids that were there, the college kids, were from around the world, so there was a lot of religious restrictions that we had, and they couldn't eat the pork. And then there were some that just, their religious things, they couldn't mix animal products, so they couldn't have the bacon mixed with the dairy. And then there were people there that were like, what is this? What is it? It's a potato. What's a potato? This. So it was really unique getting to talk to people that didn't know what a potato was or how to eat it. I mean, I literally had to explain to people how to eat the potato, how to eat a baked potato. And I first was like a little smart alecky about it. I was like, maybe I should just tell them they stomp it with their feet and lick it out between their toes. And my boss was like, no, they really don't know. They really don't know what this is. So then I got real nice about it and was trying to explain to them. And they would look at me and go, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Because I wasn't sure they could understand me, because I could barely understand some of them. But then we had people, because I had my uniform on with my name tag and everything on it. And we had a sign that said, baked potatoes, sponsored by Food City. I had people that wanted me to stand beside the sign and had to take my picture with it, because I had cooked baked potatoes. Like it was, they were taking it back to their country and going to show them this crazy thing that this bunch of hillbillies in East Tennessee eats. And we also did smoked chicken sandwiches. We took and we smoked almost 500 pounds of chicken breast, boneless chicken breast, and then I had to sit and chop it and cut it. And we made sandwiches. We made 550 chicken sandwiches. So my shoulders are still sore from taking a knife and chopping the chicken. They laughed at me because I was a if you ever watched the Golden Girls where Rose sang, "Gonna stuff a chicken like my mama taught me," that's what I was singing. Sorry, I have got off of my chat. My screen went black and I forgot all about it. I need to go back and see if anybody else came in. If I have missed you and you have come in, I am so sorry. Welcome and hello. I'm just rattling off about food tonight. And I'm not real hungry. I ate supper. That's all I've done today is eat. But it's Carmen's birthday, and I did have a cupcake at work. A friend bought me a cupcake and brought it to me. It was a little rainbow cupcake. It had all these little sprinkly diamondy looking things on it. And she was like, well, this is for Carmen. And I was like, well, yum, I'm going to eat that. The only problem was it was an airbrush cupcake. No, it was all those colors airbrushed onto the icing. And when I ate it, my mouth turned black. Good night, VA Moonshine. We'll see you later. Have a good night. Yeah, it's kind of late. I wasn't paying attention what time it was. I was just bored. That was for the VA Moonshiners. Little heart. They sent me one, so I sent one back. Boom, 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 boom. Little heart. Little love. Love sending the love out. I don't think I'm an inspirational person at all, and I don't think that my videos are that heartfelt. Sometimes I feel like I'm just a big clown and I'm just kind of goofy sometimes. But I actually had a lady that wanted to know if I did inspirational speaking and would speak to a group. And I was like, I don't think and I say that I've never done that, but I have. I have spoke to groups before. I don't care to get up in front of a group of people and talk. It's just people. My mom makes sugar-free banana bread. She makes everything sugar-free for my... She'll make us desserts, but then she turns around and makes whatever she's making sugar-free for my dad. Because he's got the diabeticals. I do, Robin. I just... Whatever is here and here comes out my mouth. I've always been that way. But I do like people, and I like to see people smile, and I like to see people happy. And a lot of people don't know things about me, but when I was little, well, I say little, when I was a kid, I loved going to Sunday school and children's church. Loved it. And at our church, when you turned 12 years old, they made you quit going to children's church. But I loved children's church so much, and we had this preacher's wife that did children's church. And they did puppets and clowns. They had a puppet and a clown ministry. And they knew that I was all about it. And so when I turned 12, I figured, I don't get to go to children's church no more, and I really don't want to leave. She told me, she was like, I want to train you because I may not always be here. So I started helping doing children's church at 12 years old, and I would do puppet shows, and I would dress up in characters and come in and help, and I would do object lessons. I love an object lesson now. Oh, love doing object lessons. Something is in my eye. But I started doing children's church, and I did children's church at our church from the time I was 12 years old till I was probably about 24, 25 years old. And the only reason I quit doing it is just because I changed churches, and long story, but we won't go into that. Oh, honey, Amy, you can use that word all day long. That's what we call it, the diabeticals. Hey, Nikki. Yeah, I had a lady one time tell me that me saying diabeticals was like a derogatory term to her. And I was like, why? It ain't no derogatory term. It just makes it sound not so bad. Oh, I loved Sunday school. Could not wait to go to Sunday school. Now you couldn't get me up on a Sunday morning to go to Sunday school for nothing. I'm lazy. But I work a lot. But I loved children's church. And I loved my clown ministry, and I loved my puppet ministry. Been thinking about doing some puppets on video. I actually used to teach puppet classes on teach children and teenagers how to do puppets. Well, anybody that wants to use diabetical can, because it's a great word. I always liked that Wilford Brimley commercial. Hi, I'm Wilford Brimley, and I got the diabeticals. That's where it came from. I made that up from that commercial. Hi, I'm Wilford Brimley, and I have the diabeticals. And I know that's not what he says, but I'm all the time changing names. I'm the world's worst for changing words, and I can rewrite a song till it's crazy. And I can give somebody a nickname and it will stick. I have a friend who she's only like 4'3". She's a little tiny little girl. And she come in one time and I said, you ain't nothing but a little bite of a biscuit. I'm going to call you Biscuit. To this day, I couldn't tell you what her real name is. But she walked in the room and there's Biscuit. Oh, I love homecoming. My mama was always in charge of setting up the food for the homecomings. And I'd always help her. Because I just loved it. As a kid, growing up, my dad was the clerk of the church. My mother was, a lot of times, the president of the ladies' auxiliary. So I was at church a lot. But I used to be a member of the ladies' auxiliary because I wanted to craft and do crafts and make stuff for bazaars with the old ladies. And so they would want me to help with the homecoming. So I would help with homecoming. So I've been catering really since I was a little kid. But we used to have this little lady. Her name was Frances Stewart. And she always cut the cakes. She always. And I was cutting cakes at work the other day. And somebody said, you really know how to cut a cake. And I was like, little church lady taught me how to cut a cake. And they're like, you don't mess up the center decoration. I was like, no, because Frances taught me how to cut a cake. You have to have the right knife. You got to have a glass of hot water. And you got to slice in the top, cut down, and pull out. Cut in, cut down, and pull out. And it will stay pretty, and your cake will still be pretty. So I learned that as a little kid. So I used to end up helping cut cakes and stuff because she taught me how to cut cakes. Oh, I have to know who makes what too at a homecoming. Because we used to go to some people's houses and I saw what their houses look like. And I wasn't eating out of just everybody's kitchen. Dental floss is great. We use dental floss at the grocery store I work at to pre-cut wedding cakes. Just because somebody's got that pretty corn dish that they haul that stuff up to on Sunday morning for homecoming and the pastor's appreciation, just because it's white and pretty and brought in there, that don't mean that's what their kitchen looks like. See you, Bone Daddy. Have a good night. Thanks for the nice words. If you get hungry, come on back. We'll probably still be sitting here talking about food. And I'm weird about my food at a homecoming, too. I make these baked beans. And they're really good baked beans. No, they're not really good baked beans. They're the best baked beans. Because I put secret ingredients in it. And no, I won't make them on video because they're my secret recipe. They really are. That's the only thing I have that's a secret recipe is my baked beans. I've said if I got 1,000 subscribers, I would make baked beans as my 1,000 subscribers recipe because that's the only time that I would give it up. So if I get 1,000 subscribers, I might. But let's do it. Let's have a homecoming up at the Harvey house. I'll bring baked beans. And chicken and I'll bring chicken and dumplings, baked beans, and nanner pudding. But I make these baked beans, and I put bacon on top, But I cook my bacon a little bit before I put it on, but I put a little bit of, I like to cover the entire top of it with bacon. And then I like that bacon to get real done and good. Well, I took my baked beans to this homecoming one time, and there was this lady there, and she was new. She didn't know the rules. And she picked up my baked beans and dumped them into a pan with somebody else's baked beans and stirred them all up and stirred my bacon to the middle of them baked beans. And I like to have died. I was like, girl, you don't know what you just did. You just ruined the best baked beans you'd have ever put in your mouth. My mom's like, oh, Lord, he's going to fight. He's going to fight. But I did. I make good baked beans. You can ask Malia and Big Joe. Big Joe loves my, well, if you can get Jason Crab to sing Through the Fire, I'll be bringing some, yes, I'll bring, I could listen to Jason Crab sing all day long. He's my favorite contemporary gospel singer in the world. But I'll bring some chicken and dumplings, and I will bring some baked beans, and I'll bring some mean nanner pudding. Now I want to have a homecoming. I want to have a big old homecoming picnic up in here. I'm planning a big homecoming picnic in August. My mama is turning 75 on August the 31st. She will be 75 years old. And she's like her daddy, my grandfather, good old Big Daddy Earl. His birthday was June the 17th, and every year he would plan himself a birthday party. He'd go to church and tell, my kids was having a reunion and having me a birthday party. So we would have, that was his way of having a family reunion, and then we would all have to do all the work, and we would have a family reunion every year on his birthday, family reunion on Father's Day and Big Daddy's birthday weekend. Well, my mother's turning 75, and so she's planned herself. Well, she didn't plan it. She just looked at me and said, I'm turning 75, so I want a birthday party. So at first, I was going to cater it at work and get paid to do my mom's party and just do the food that we do there. But then we've done I have kind of done a guest list and figured out how many people Yeah, she told me tonight, but I have figured out that people coming that she wants to invite, that right now my list is at like 75. And she's like, oh, well, I want to invite this person and this person and this person and this person. So her list is up to about 100. And I told her, I said, I don't have the money for all this. I'll help you. I'll help pay for this. But why don't we just have it at the church and do it like a homecoming kind of thing? So I think that's what we're going to do. We're just going to have it like a homecoming kind of deal. All her family's coming in, and we're going to get people to help out because I can't do it alone. Are y'all coming to the meet and greet in October, Harvey's? The first annual Jimmy James Homecoming. We should so do that. Yeah, Malia, kind of a potluck, because I know some of them might want to bring something. We're going to do it at the church. I have taken off work. I'm taking vacation that weekend. I'm going to be there. We should so plan the Jimmy James first annual homecoming dinner and have it in the park, and everybody could just bring something. Well, I'm planning on being there, I think I think I took off the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I took off Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I think, and then I'm usually off on Sundays. So I'll be there then. But yeah, I'm planning on being there. I gotta see all my peeps and meet all my peeps. I can't wait. Good night, Robin. It has been a long day. I've been up since 5:30. I'm about ready for bed myself. But yeah, if anybody ever comes to Pigeon Forge, yes, Malia, that way the location will be free. Ha 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 ha. We really should do just a great big picnic one day in October. And see, I only live like an hour away, and I could actually, like, if we did it one of the first 2 days, and I know people in Pigeon Forge that I could probably use a kitchen, and I could do some chicken and nuggets. Lord, I'm stupid. Chicken and dumplings, and some baked beans. I have family that lives in Ohio, but I don't know what part. They're ministers, and they've been there a couple of years, but I don't know what part they live in. Oh, my house smells so good. It smells like apples. It's weird. I don't like apples. Night, Malia. I'm gonna work on this. I'm gonna work on this homecoming thing. Wait and see. I will, Larry. If you bring your ice, I will bring my sugar-free ice. I promise. For the diabeticals. A girl at work asked me this week if I had any good keto diet recipes. I said, yeah, ice. I said, I don't know what you people eat on that. I said, I know y'all eat a lot of fruit and vegetables and meat. I hear that ice is pretty good too, Nikki. Oh, I was talking about apples. I don't really like apples. I don't like a raw apple, but I love applesauce. I like cooked apples, and I like apple butter. Oh Lordy, I love apple butter. So I'm making apple butter. I'm going to be doing a video on crock pot apple butter that I'm making. But yeah, I've got apples in the crock pot right now cooking. So all night long I'm gonna have to smell apples cooking, and my house smells like Granny's house. But Lordy, it smells so good. That is a good idea. Don't feed me sweets. I'm a diabetical. You could also do one called Free the Diabeticals, because everything has to be sugar free. Ah. I have a friend who's got a little girl who has a peanut allergy, and we used to make T-shirts for people. I hated it. I don't like doing it anymore. I mean, I enjoyed it, but um, they called me one night. Good night, Joe Jeffers. But they called me one night and they're like, I have a special request. Please tell me you can help me. But their little girl had such a bad peanut allergy that they were afraid to send her on this field trip. So they were like, can you make a T-shirt for our little girl to wear on this field trip that says, hey, peanuts are not my friend. Don't feed me peanuts. And we made that little girl a T-shirt that said, hey, peanuts aren't our friend, or not my friend. Don't feed them to me. And put a little dancing peanut on it. And that's what they sent that little girl to school in for the field trip. And she wore it. Everybody wanted those T-shirts. Can you make one that says that dirt? My child's allergic to dirt. I mean, everybody wanted shirts to put on their kids that they were allergic to this stuff. And I was like, do you not have bracelets? But these people wanted these shirts, and I thought, well, it's kind of cool that way a waitress would see that child had a shirt on that said, don't give me no peanuts. She knew not to feed that child a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Oh, Lordy. I'm allergic to everything, though. So I understand about them poor little kids. If I couldn't eat peanut butter, well, peanut butter's got to where it still makes my belly hurt sometimes. I can only eat Peter Pan peanut butter because there's preservatives in peanut butter that's sulfur. So I have that problem. Boy, we sure have talked about food tonight. I had no idea that when I got on here I was going to talk about food. I figured everybody was going to want to talk about Carmen since it was Carmen's birthday, but we ended up talking about birthday cakes and stuff. Lord Karen, Peter Pan is mine too. I have to confess, I have Peter Pan peanut butter crackers every night before bed. That's my snack before bed. Because I have to take an allergy pill before I go to bed, so I have to put something on my stomach, even though there is already something on my stomach, I'm sure, from supper. But I just feel like before I take a pill, I better eat something. And so I eat a little peanut butter Oh, it sure does. My mom has one of the best fudge and easiest fudge recipes. And I'm crazy, though, because I think of fudge being a holiday candy. I don't know why. Even though we make fudge year-round, but my mom makes fudge all the time. If she has to give a gift to a teacher or a bus driver or something, she makes them fudge and sends it to them. It's her thing. And at Christmas, we make that, some people call it the broken church glass candy. I love making that stuff. And like 2 years ago, my dad had back surgery, so I had nothing else to do because I was stuck in the house with him for 2 weeks. And I made like almost 40 pounds of hard church candy, broken glass candy. I gave candy to everybody. That's what everybody got for Christmas. Hard crack candy, yes. Make it every year. But I made about 40 pounds of it. I made every flavor you could imagine. Discovered I liked horehound. Didn't know I liked horehound candy. Oh. Well, I think I've been on here for now about an hour. Lord, it's 10:30. I didn't realize it. Well, Lord, it's 10:40. I didn't realize it was that late. I think I'm going to go. I've been up since 5:30. That's why I got these bags under my eyes. Been getting up at 3 and 4:30 every day. Have you ever made doggy treats out of the Peter Pan for your Doxy mom? I have a really good doggy treat recipe if you want it. Yeah, good night, everybody. I think I'm going to bed if I don't go to the Blackbird Bakery because it's open 24 hours and I might go get me some. Okay. I will find it. It's in a cookbook that I have, but I will find it and I will post it on. If you're on Facebook and you're not a member of Jimmy James Journey group on Facebook, that's where I've been posting like recipes, and I've been posting a lot of like do-it-yourself little tips, little videos that I find, little cutesy little things. And I posted one tonight of clothespin sharks and whale puppets. And I expect to see a puppet show from the Harvey children made out of clothespins. Challenge. Well, challenge the Harvey kids because they look like very talented children. And so I want to see a puppet show from them Harvey kids with the clothespin puppets. And you could do any kind of animals. You could make your own animals. But, yeah, I'm going to run. I'll try to be on live more because I enjoy this. I enjoy just chatting with everybody. So, I'll have the video for the apple butter. It may not be tomorrow because it takes like 24 hours to make this stuff and get it into jars. But I'm getting the apple butter made, and then once I have the apple butter made, I may make an apple butter cake. So we'll get that up there too. So I'm going to say bye to everybody. I can't remember all who's in the room, but night Harvey's, night Karen, night Nikki, Ann and Dan and Casey, Doxy Mom. Did I say the Harveys? I think I did. D. I'm trying to scroll real fast. I think Joe's done left. Malia's done left. If I missed you, I'm sorry, but good night, everybody. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Lots of love. And a smile. Because you know a smile a day keeps the negative away. But I will see you all next time. Mwah. Bye.